Thank you for joining me for this special presentation of the Solid Sports video blog. This is episode 231. Today's date is May 31st, 2023. Thank you for joining me. Been a while. Troy West here as you're watching the Solid Sports video blog on the Solid Sports gaming channel. I appreciate you guys' support. Like I said, I haven't been regularly doing any blogs, but I definitely want to come do one for the NBA Finals because like I said, it's one of the best times of the year for me, as far as sports wise. Brings back memories about me and my father. So it's a lot of reasons why I like the NBA Finals. Like I said, epic time of year, especially if you love basketball. And this finals is going to be crazy as the Miami Heat, 8th seed, crawls all the way out to play-in, and then pretty much rolls through the Eastern Conference. Sort of Boston, that was kind of crazy how they almost came back from 3-0, but really the other two series, they pretty much was always in control. And the Nuggets been a contender really for a while, but I think they made it this far because they was healthy. And then the West, with all the changes in the West, the Warriors are pretty much not what they used to be, so it's no team out West. It's some up and coming teams, but I think if you really think about it, this makes sense for the Nuggets. And they, like I said, they're fairly healthy this year. So I'm gonna give my my opinion on what I think is gonna happen in the series. I'm gonna look at both teams. We're gonna talk a little basketball for a little bit. And then if I had time, I give a little life update like I always like to do. Let people know what's going on with me. I'm gonna get off some of my opinions as well. Yeah, this finals, the Heat, like I said, they're 8th seed. Nuggets was the number 1 seed in the West. But still, I think I went against both these teams. I think for the season started, I had Milwaukee in the East. And I think out West, I don't remember who I had out West. I probably would have to look that up. But I know it changed throughout the year. Because it wasn't the Lakers. I didn't have the Lakers. I had them when the playoffs started. I picked the Lakers, but, they lost to Denver eventually. I had Memphis. I'm sorry. I had Memphis. The Lakers beat Memphis, so I took the Lakers. But I wonder who originally did I have in the West. Like I said, it wasn't Phoenix, because I thought Phoenix was going to take a step back, but then they made the Durant trade and became back a contender. But I know I didn't have Denver. I would have to probably look that up, see who I picked originally, go back and look at my NBA preview special. Or I might have it here in these notes, who I picked originally. Yeah, this going back. Oh, this only goes back to March to February. Yeah, so I don't have it in this, but it's in my old book. But like I said, so much stuff changed out West that I probably changed that team. So I didn't have Denver. That's basically the point I'm trying to make. I didn't have them beating the Lakers in the Western Conference, the finals. I think I picked Phoenix over them when they played the Suns as well. So, and the Heat, I pretty much doubted their whole run. They think they was gonna beat Milwaukee, obviously, and they did. And I think Giannis being hurt for them couple of games mattered, but they actually lost a game to Milwaukee when Giannis didn't play. So I think Giannis, it would have made a difference, but I think they still pretty much beat them. It wasn't necessarily because Giannis wasn't around, because he was around most of the series and they beat him. So then the Knicks, I picked them against. I didn't pick them against the Knicks. I thought the Knicks were, I thought the steam would run out, and then get to the Eastern Conference Finals. They rolled through Boston the first 3 games, and then Game 6 they pretty much won, came back and won, but the tip in by Derek White, give the Celtics credit for it, but basically you could say they unofficially won that game. or would have ended in 6. But game 7, Tatum did get hurt, and that was a little bit of a difference. But the Heat pretty much deserve to be here. So I don't think it's necessarily NBA playoffs are so long. You can't never say it's a fluke because you've had long 7-game series. So if you win, now injuries couldn't be a factor, but I think in the Heat case, I think they definitely deserve to be here, and you can't look at them as an 8th seed necessarily. Yeah, let's break down both these teams. Let me talk about the Denver Nuggets first. First round again, they played the Minnesota T-Wolves. T-Wolves was reeling as well, internally and externally. Problems with Rudy Gobert, all types of things. So Denver was able to I'm at 5. West series, this is when I picked them against. I picked Phoenix against them. Phoenix. I knew it was going to be hard for the Suns if they was going to do it. They just didn't have no depth. Like Phoenix just didn't have no depth. Denver just was the deeper team. No one could stop the Joker. He dominated. Jamal Murray, like I said, he's been a factor. Being healthy finally, you can tell he's really healthy. And they get by the Suns at 6, and then the West Finals, they just annihilate the Lakers pretty much. And I thought the Lakers was going to beat them. I thought LeBron would figure it out. Anthony Davis, just weird because he just comes and goes, especially on the offensive side. He a great defensive player, you can't deny that, but on the offensive side, it just seems he just comes and goes. D'Angelo Russell let the Lakers down in that series as well, not being consistent. So Lakers just didn't have enough, and Denver dominates to sweep that series. They was the 1 seed in the West, but still didn't get a lot of respect. This is some of the notes I wrote down, because like I said, I didn't pick them during the season. Even though they was the 1 seed, I thought Memphis just been more together, and the Nuggets, well, the Memphis haven't either, but the Nuggets haven't, always would just peak out. So I just pretty much eliminated them. They was down at all year long, so they got a little bit of chip on their shoulder. But I think, like I said, the difference is they fairly healthy. Nokia Jokic, well, now of course you could look at hindsight that maybe he should have won MVP, but won his 3rd in a row. But I knew it was going to be hard to give him that. I thought they might go back to Giannis, give it to him. That's what I really thought they was going to do. But Embiid deserved it. If you look at his stats, Embiid deserved the MVP. But Philadelphia just, peaked out as well. And Embiid was injured. And that's pretty much his bugaboo his whole career. He just can't stay 100% healthy. And I think it caught up with him as they lost to Boston in 7 games, and they made the coaching change. They hired Nick Nurse, which I think is good, but I mean, Doc Rivers, like, a lot of people had that opinion about Doc Rivers. I think he is a good coach, but I think he is a little overrated. I would argue with somebody that thinks that. Joker, he's averaging a triple-double in the playoffs, and he's definitely led the Nuggets here to this point. They just a D-tier. Eric Gordon, he's been playing well. Like I said, I mentioned Jamal Murray. KCP has hit some big shots. Bryce Brown, like they have a deep bench. And like I said, they've been together for a couple of years. So like Denver and Memphis. So that's why it really wasn't a surprise that. And it's not a surprise that the Nuggets are here, but honestly, like I said, I just thought Phoenix will get them, and they didn't. So, and honestly, I was hesitant to pick Phoenix because I knew, they was thin overall, and then Chris Paul got hurt, and to me that was pretty much the end of that series. To me, like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker would have had to both probably score 40 points apiece for Phoenix to even have a chance, and I just didn't think they could do it 4 times, and they didn't. So pretty much Durant was average in that series. Booker played well to the last game. So, but Nuggets, man, like I said, they finally get here. Like I said, they got to the Western Finals the year before, I think it was. I think in the bubble they made it. Yeah, they made it to the West Finals. So they've been to the West Finals like 2 of the last 3 years or something like that. Last year, of course, all the injuries. They was only the 6th seed. But like I said, it was because of the injuries. But this year, finally put it together, and it was the 1 seed. Let's talk about the Heat, how they got here. They rolled to this point. It was the original 7th seed. Of course, now we got the NBA play-in. I think this was the 3rd year of it. So they was the original 7th seed, but you got to play for it. They lost to Atlanta, who was the 8th seed. So Atlanta took the 7th seed from them. They wound up playing Boston in the first round. Then, if you lose that game, you got to play the winner of the 8-9. I mean the 9-10. So Chicago wound up being that team, as they beat Toronto to get to this game. So basically, if you're at 9-10, you got to win 2 games. If you're at 7-8, you just got to win 1. So the Heat, they was actually losing that game. I actually was following that game, and barely got out of that game. So they wound up being the 8th seed, beating the Bulls in that play-in game. So they get the Bucks. They win in 5 games. Like, they just I don't know, they just turned it on. Like, Jimmy Butler turned it on, man. Like, he's just a different animal in the playoffs. So they beat Milwaukee in 5. Like I said, Giannis was hurt off and on, but like I said, they still beat them with Giannis in there. So I'm not gonna give Milwaukee that excuse. They wound up firing their coach. I think they haven't replaced him yet. East semis, New York Knicks. Knicks came in. The Knicks surprised me because I thought Cleveland. I thought Cleveland would give them a little bit more of a fight, but they pretty much handled Cleveland, and it was the same thing. Cleveland really don't have a bench. They're not deep. So I think once you get the playoffs, it's important to have somebody to give you some rest. And Donovan Mitchell didn't play well, so Knicks win that series. And I was like, well, all right, now the Heat, we're going to see them exposed. The Tyler Hero got hurt, I think, in the first round. Kevin Love is hurt right now. But Hero was out. And Oladipo, both of those guys that could give you some points here and there, they both out. So I was like, all right, so they just not going to be able to score. That was my prediction there. But they grinded down the Knicks, man. Jimmy Butler continued to stay hot. Strus, Jacob, dang, I'm not forgetting his name. The guard. Nah, I'm not gonna mess your name up. I'm gonna have to look it up because he's been great. So I want to say Caleb Jacob, but I think I'm wrong here. Let me make sure I get his name right. He deserves his name to be right. He's been great. He almost won the Eastern Conference final MVP, but they gave it to Jimmy by 1 vote. Okay. But the Heat, like I said, this is an unbelievable run. The 99 Knicks, like, people compare them to the 99 Knicks. I think this is more impressive. First of all, you gotta play them play-in games first, so you're playing more games. And I think back then, I think it was still best of 5. Yes, it was still, first round was still best of 5. So just on those 2 factors alone, I would say this Heat run is much more impressive. Now the Knicks, like I said, it was a strike short season, so it was only a 50-game season. So I think the Knicks would have probably got higher. They probably wouldn't have got to the top 4, but they would have been higher than the AC. They was playing well that year before the playoffs started. They got off to a slow start. And like I said, they beat the Miami Heat. They was the 1 seed. Speaking of the Heat, this was back in the 90s. Well, 99 to be exact. But they went against the Spurs, a young Tim Duncan, and David Robinson was still there. They just was too dominant for him. Patrick Ewing was sort of past his prime. Now Marcus Camby was young, but but you think they could have countered a little bit of those two, but they couldn't. There's Sean Elliott and Avery Johnson, big shots down the stretch, and they win that series. But I think this run by the Heat is much more impressive, just because of the rules. I mean, more games in the first round and now in this play-in if you're at the bottom. So, Caleb Martin, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I blank out sometimes when I get on the camera, but yeah, Caleb Martin been huge for the Heat. Basically, their second guy. He stepped up into that role. It was Hero. But now it's him. Can he continue? Because that was I thought all that was stopped. So they beat the Knicks in 6 games. That's basically. But now the Boston series was weird. They pretty much dominated the first 3 games. Pretty much annihilated the Celtics. I thought they was gonna complete the sweep as well, but the Celtics won that first game. Then they won Game 5, and I'm like, Then they won Game 6, and I ain't gonna lie, I thought Boston was gonna do it. Once they got into the 7th game, I was like, nah, the Celtics gonna seize this opportunity and finish this thing off. But of course, Jason Tatum, but like I said, I don't, I respect people that he was hurt. I think that he was truly hurt. Obviously, he didn't play well. Jaylen Brown didn't show up, and that was it. Nobody else could help, and Heat took advantage of it, and they're here, and gotta give them the credit for it. Let me read my notes I got here. The Heat is on a historic and unbelievable run, making the playoffs as they lost the 7th seed game. Like I said, they was in trouble in the 8th seed game. Like I said, Chicago was up in that game late, and the Heat wound up coming back and winning that game. Playoff Jimmy and the Heat as Scorch that was about to sweep the Celtics in the East Finals, but it was pushed to 7 games, which, like I said, it was just crazy. That was just a weird series, but they're here representing the Eastern Conference, so you got to get the Heat a lot of credit. And I think, like I said, I'm about to give my prediction, but it's not gonna be an easy series for either. Well, it's the finals, so you rarely see a team get dominated in the finals unless it's just a big disruption, like the Warriors against the Cavaliers. The 1 year LeBron was pretty much by himself. I think Kyrie got hurt. Oh, well, Kyrie probably was gone, right? Yeah, I think he was gone. I think that's when they traded him to Boston. So it was just LeBron and Kevin Love, just that team. And Durant and Steph Curry, they swept him. Another series I think about back, speaking of LeBron, when he was with the Cavs the first time, and he got to his first 3 times against the Spurs. The Spurs was just on another level. They was the class of the NBA. They swept them. Lakers Magic, even though the Magic seemed like they had a lot of momentum, when the Lakers beat the Magic, they beat them at 5. I had no doubt. I thought Orlando would push it to 6, but Lakers beat them in 5 games. Other than that, even the Lakers, though, they 3-peat. Well, the Lakers against the Nets, that one was a wipeout. And they beat Philadelphia pretty easily, but Philadelphia just had so much fight in them, they got a game. And they had a little bit of problems with the Pacers. But really, you can't think of those series that was just, complete wipeout. Well, the Spurs and the Heat. So I named LeBron in like 3 of those like 3 of those series, man, because that series with the Spurs was just on another mission. They was just out for blood because they lost the lad. They should have won that. They almost won that series. It wouldn't have been for Ray Allen. Spurs would have won that series, so they would have been back-to-back champions. Like I said, that's why like you really look at these super teams. I'm not going to go too off topic. You look at these teams that they like the Boston Celtics. Like I bring that up all the time. Yeah, it was a great team. It was great memories with Garnett, Allen, and Paul Pierce, of course. But they only won one championship. They won one title. Through all that, they only won one title. Not taking that away from them, but that's all. That's just the truth. They only won one title. The Heat, like I said, they was together 4 years. They won 2. Really, you take out the Ray Allen thing, they would have only won one title. They only really pretty much they dominated the Thunder. They was young, Durant, Westbrook, and Harden. They was a young team. And look back at that. What if they'd have stayed together longer? You know, they would have definitely won a title. And they'd have been, you know, just as good as anybody. Now Harden, I think the people say, well, Harden would have became Harden if he wouldn't have left him with the Houston. Maybe not, but he still was a great player. He would have been something. Westbrook, you know, was doing his thing. You got Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka. That team was just like the Thunder. Even now, you see it's sort of the same formula now. Not as, you know, they don't have no great like Durant, but they draft well. You got to give them credit. They draft well. They will be a contender coming up in the Western Conference, and they're young. So, yeah, that team was young. So pretty much had no doubt that he was going to beat them. But that team, like I said, that team, it wasn't. Yeah, during times they looked as dominant, but they was challenged. You know, D Wade started maybe to get a little longer in the tooth, so it became LeBron. Chris Bosh, of course, didn't get enough credit for what he was doing because he had to take a big step back. He was a perennial all-star for the Raptors coming to that team. But I'm just saying to put the team together don't, you know, guarantee you titles. Look at what the Nets did recently. That's the recent when they put a lot of guys together. It didn't work out. We'll see how it works in Phoenix as well. If Chris Paul come back, I think he's not going to retire. I think he'll be back. But they got to fill that roster out. But yeah, I just wanted to give a rant on that because you know, people act like Boston was like 3 or 4 championships. They only won one title. You know, when, you know, and then they wound up breaking that team. They all sent them all to Brooklyn. Well, said Garnett and Pierce to Brooklyn. Ray Allen went to the Heat, as I mentioned, and won another championship with the Heat. So, but that team, I think, gets put on the pedestal too much. That team was good, but like I said, he won one title, and they deserved that one title. They beat the Lakers. So, okay, so let me just a little basketball rant there. Let me give it to what I think is going to happen in this series. I've done it all playoff long, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go with the Nuggets in 6 games. And maybe if you're a Heat fan, you probably should be glad because, like I said, I haven't picked the Heat in any series, not even the Boston series. I didn't pick them, so if you're a superstitious person, you're a Heat fan, it's probably good news for you. Because lately I've been off with my predictions. But I just think the Nuggets are just the better team. But we said this about Boston. The Knicks, like I said, I just thought the Knicks was a little bit better. I just thought the Heat would just run out of steam. And definitely Milwaukee. Even though, like I said, they, you know, not giving them no excuse. You know, Giannis was a little banged up. Chris Middleton still really he been hurt all year, in and out the lineup. But this team has been down before, but they gonna fight. They not. I'd be shocked if anybody sweeps anybody. I think the Heat is gonna, you know, they well coached Eric Spoelstra. Definitely, even if they lose this series, this is his best coaching performance yet. He's proven that he's a great coach. Yes. Well, just to use the Phil Jackson Philodrome. Yeah, it's easy when you got Michael Jordan to coach. Like, you go to win games. We got LeBron. I guess for him, they was always said, well, you had LeBron, you had D Wade, you had this good team. But the Heat, like, they ain't like they fell off the mat when LeBron left. They always still been, somewhat competitive. So they didn't just fall like Cleveland when they lost LeBron. Until this year, till last year, because they was playoff team the year before too. They was a lottery team, So I think the Heat is going to give you. I think they're going to get 2 games at least. And it would shock me if they push it to a 7th game. But I just think Nikola Jokic, I think it's just his time. I think he's going to dominate the series. Can Bam bother him enough? We'll see. But the way he's been playing, and he plays on the outside, and I think that's going to hurt the Heat as well, because they pretty much a small team. And I think Jamal Murray is like the X factor. Can he stay hot and still be that consistent scorer? But the Heat, they sort of like, I don't want to compare them to the Patriots, but Belichick just say, all right, we got a plan. We're gonna take something away. So will it be Murray? If they take Murray away, can somebody else step up and be that second guy? I think that's what the Heat is going to try to do, and they might be able to do it for a game or 2. That's why I say they're going to win a couple of games. I don't see them getting dominated, but I just think the Nuggets are just the better team, the deeper team. Caleb Martin and Strus and everybody, they're going to have to hit just like they did all playoffs. They done it all playoffs, so they're going to have to hit timely shots. Jimmy going to have to sort of pace himself, but he's going to have to be dominant like he's always been. They said, I heard a report that Hero might be back sometime during the finals, and I think could be a good thing and a bad thing. I think the good thing is you get another scorer, and he's used to coming off the bench. It ain't like he's like a star, even though he's a great player. But I think he could easily fit him back in. But will it mess up the flow that they've been having all this time when he's been out? That's going to be also something to look forward to in this series. Will that matter? But they're going to need it scoring. So you definitely try it. If I would play him off the bench, I'd keep whatever starter lineup they've been using, use that, because it's been working. Let Tyler come off the bench and give you a spark off the bench if he returns. That's what I would do. I wouldn't just throw him back in there so quickly. I would ease him back in. If he's hot, then I stick with him. If he, So watch out for that in this series. But yeah, Jokic, he's averaging a triple-double. So we'll see if Miami have a plan for that, slow him down. Maybe they make him more of the passer instead of the scorer, which he can do both. So to me, even though they say it's like pick your poison, I think I'll let him rather score and try to keep him from making plays, because he's going to make plays anyway. So I would just let him be more of the scorer. I think Miami will have a chance if they do that. On the Denver side, like I said, just slow down Jimmy. Because they slow down Jimmy, don't let him have no 30-40 point games, and stop him from playmaking, because he passes the ball willingly as well. So this is going to be a great series. But I got the Nuggets in 6 games. So that's pretty much it. I just want to go ahead and get my quick prediction. I was going to do this live. I was like, well, it's not going to take me that long to do this show, even though I've been on maybe a half hour. So I knew it wasn't going to take me long, so I said, well, I could just record it and post it on the channel. So that's what I'm doing. Speaking of the channel, since we got the predictions out the way, and I'm gonna do shorts every night after the finals, or probably the next day. I do a short talking about the game. I'm also having an issue watching the game. I gotta get an antenna. I tried to look for one yesterday at stores where I am, but nobody had none, so that sucks. So I gotta I try to figure something out, hopefully before tomorrow night. Hopefully I can. But as far as the channel, I'm gonna talk about the channel first, and then I'm gonna talk about myself for a little bit. Really no projects up the horizon. Like I said, it is June is coming, so like I said, we got the Street Fighter 6 coming. And Crash Team Rumble. Like I said, I might, it depends on how things go the next couple of weeks, I'm definitely probably have to get one of those games. And I'm leaning Crash because Street Fighter 6 gonna last, you know. So I think so just look out for one of those two. I'll make a formal announcement about that. But you know, I'm trying to save money and things like that, so I don't want to spend no money unnecessarily. So that's a reason why I haven't done any new projects. I might go back to some ones I didn't finish, like God of War, Ragnarok. I finished the game, but I didn't finish like the side missions and stuff. So I might start doing some more videos on that again. And I might try to go back to Last of Us 2. I was stuck on this part and it frustrated me, so I just didn't pick it up from there. But I'm gonna have to figure out something with that as well. So one of those two is going to come back, or maybe both. I might do the God of War first because I think that's what I would really want to play more. So that might come back, so look out for that. Mighty number 9, like I said, I'm stuck on this level, so I'm gonna try to play it today, see if I can beat it. If so, you'll see videos on that. I'm thinking about playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan again as well. Well, the newest one. I think I probably messed the name up, but you know, Turtles. I'm gonna play Turtles. I might think about playing that again. So look out for that as well. So and I might go back to some Sonic. I love Sonic. That video, it's almost been a year now, but my first Sonic Origins video, I think it's at almost 2.6K. So thanks. It's still, the video's still going around. So thank you guys for that. So that's what's on the horizon for the channel. But far as things going on with me, like I said, I'm still in New Jersey, trying to, like I said, I try to better change my life. Like I said, I've been here, going on, it's only been 3 months. It seemed longer, it really do, because I think I came here about February 26th. So it's been like just over 3 months. But it seemed longer, it do. You know, got a little job, a little Save-A-Lot job, you know, making minimum wage up here is 14, basically a little over 14 now. Other states, I think back home in Maryland, I think it was still like 10 something. So but you know, I'm trying to make some moves. I don't have a lot of time now, but I'm trying to make some moves. Hopefully something, looking for more work. Hopefully something come through so I can match it with this job, so I can really save some money and move on my own. I think I'm gonna stay here. That's my plan. I'm gonna stay here, maybe for a little while longer, then I'll start looking, probably to move out of state again, after I really get settled here. So that's my plan. Honestly, you know, just been dealing with a little bit of depression again, trying to fight it, you know. So that's what's just been going on with me. But that's why I still try to do stuff with the channel. I definitely want to do this video today, to look at the NBA finals. But that's it. I'm not gonna ramble anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this video down. What time is it? It's just about to be noon Eastern Standard Time, so this video will be up about 12:30ish. I already made some social media, so I'm not gonna push it again. I might just make a community tab on YouTube to remind everybody the video's up. But thank you guys so much for the support. You know, like I said, even though I don't complain, you know, support comes and goes, but some people don't get no support at all. So I'm grateful for any type of support. And And I thank you guys for just hanging in there with me. Hopefully once, you know, I get things more settled, I'll go back to doing the weekly blogs. I just I mean, it's a little bit of both. Part of it would be to stay focused on what I need to do for myself, but also, like, honestly, I just haven't been in the mood to do them on Saturdays. When I get up on Saturdays, I be sort of tired from work and things of that nature. But you know, eventually we'll do them again. But I definitely want to do this one today. So like I said, thank you guys. Check me out on all my social media. It's in the about tab right here on the channel, and check out my community tab. Check out my shorts as well. And like I said, I do shorts throughout the finals, pretty much after every game. And thank you guys so much. Today, like I said, just look forward to maybe some Mighty Number 9, maybe some Call of Duty. You know, I slide some Call of Duty videos in there every once in a while as well. Because season 3, even though season 3 I think is about to end, but the new maps, I try to put the new maps on the channel. So thanks guys, y'all enjoy your Wednesday. Hope everybody have a good week. Like I said, just keep a lookout on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Nuggets in 6 games. Like I said, I think the Heat is going to push them though, but I think the Nuggets will win this series. But like I said, it would shock me if the Heat somehow pull this out. But like I said, I think they're gonna try to they're definitely gonna try to take away Jamal Murray and then go from there. I think that's what so look out for that in game 1. That's my prediction for that. But thank you guys again. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. Stay tuned. I have some more stuff coming up, shorts and other projects. So thank you guys, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm Troy West, and thank you so much for watching. Peace and love always, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.